Hello friends, here we are again at our second episode of HumanITy, our podcast about humans in IT. And if on our first episode we had a special guest from Hungary, our general manager, now we have a special guest from Germany, and he is the vice president of CLICKDOC Consumer on CGM CompuGroup Medical, and his name is Daniel Butze. Hello, Daniel.
Hi.
I said it correct?
Yeah, it was correct. Thank you.
Okay, because we all say Daniel Butze. Yeah. Is it a little more English?
Actually, I don't know where my name is coming from. I grown up with that, so.
Okay.
But I never questions where it comes from, so.
Okay.
Could be a German one.
Everybody tells you Daniel, or?
Daniel, yeah.
Okay, you don't have a short
no,
name or?
Except my my wife, he has a shortcut for
of course.
the rest of the world that calls me Daniel. Yeah.
Okay. A few days ago, we had a conversation, and I found out some things about you. And one of that it was that you like very much eating Grish. It's in German is Grís.
Grís.
Grís. Mm. And I made you a surprise this morning, and I brought you some Grís. I didn't make it. Our friend Bogdan Puiu from Soft and Grace made it. He does all our food from here. Mm. How was it?
It was really tasty. Yeah, I told you, it reminds me a little bit on my childhood, so I really liked it. Thank you.
How was you when you were a child?
Yeah, good question. I was kind of a shy child. I still had red hair, not that red-gray like it's right now, totally red. That basically kept me a little bit outside of the main groups, however, was a lovely childhood.
Do you remember what did you want to become when you were a child?
Yeah, actually I know. I wanted to be engineer and entrepreneur because I was, as a child, playing a lot with, at the time it was not a Lego piece, it was electronic stuff.
Okay.
Started with 7, I think, with building up on plates, really with, how it's called in English, it's with this heating thingy, heating metal thingy. You in German it's Löten. Yeah, I've done that. And I built a lot of things where electricity goes through, some light turns on, some noise comes out. I really enjoyed that.
Do you still do this in your spare time?
Not anymore, no. The focus changed, I would say. But it's still building something, right? Okay.
What are you building now?
These days, yeah. My passion is building applications that bring patient and physicians closer. So actually, I'm not building it myself, but I try to guide the team building it. In my free time, it's mostly, it's not really building, but you need to repair things from time to time. I fly with a drone, a racing drone, and from time to time you need to adjust things on that. But it's not more than that.
I know that you have a passion for gadgets, and everything is gadget-like.
Could say so. It's a little bit nerdy or geeky. I really have a passion for, especially electronic gadgets, and gadgets in health, life science. For example, I'm wearing here this Aura ring. It tracks a lot of parameters from my body, and it helped actually to improve my sleep a lot. Even though you can't see it today, usually it works out quite well.
We work a lot, so it's understandable. Yeah. What else? What other gadgets do you like?
What other gadgets? Yeah, the drone, of course. Yeah, I spend way too much money on drones.
I can imagine.
I think, unfortunately, my son, he also likes this hobby, so he requests from time to time the older drones I want to get rid of. My wife has a horse. I think that is one of my newer love or passions.
So it's a passion, not a gadget.
It's not a gadget, but you can also, I figured out you can buy a lot of stuff for horses and it's not that cheap, so you can buy gadgets. No, I usually have smartwatches, but I bought the latest series of Samsung watch, but I don't wear it actually because I can track everything with my with my smart ring. So yeah, what else gadgets? Good question. Do you need know Kickstarter, for example? That is basically a crowdfunding platform, and I look in there from time to time. There's sometimes really nice new gadgets. I bought one. It's called CheerTalk. It's basically a presenter thingy which you can connect to any phone or other device, and then have a mouse ready on that. With, I think it's nothing new, but I like that style and how they made it. Yeah.
So a lot of gadgets in your life.
Yeah, some.
Another passion that you have is traveling, right?
Of course, yeah.
And it's your first time in Iași and Romania.
It is,
and let's start with that. How was it? Because you are here for a few days now. How is it? How is it Iași for you?
So getting here was quite interesting because there's no direct flight from Germany.
Yes.
So I needed to travel via Vienna. And then we went on a really small plane. Was interesting.
And you arrived on a very small airport.
Yeah, Ovidio calls it the bus station because it looks like a bus station.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a really small airport. I met on the way in Vienna already a colleague and also the general manager, Chris. So we had some nice fun time and a lot of time to chat. So it shortened the time a lot. And then arriving here, Ovidio was picking us up from the airport with the black minivan. Yesterday he told me about black minivans in Romania. That's why we made a lot of fun out of that. Yeah, but then we got here and I expected to have here open hearts welcoming us, and it was exactly like that. Very friendly, very open. Yeah. It's road-wise and building-wise, it's not so different from what I know from Berlin, from parts of Berlin. So felt familiar.
How was the food in Romania?
Oh, the food is actually really tasty, really good. We had yesterday we went to a place. It's not the most fanciest place, but the food was really good. Yeah,
no,
really
it's one of my favorite restaurants in Iași.
Yeah?
Yeah, the food is very good there.
Yeah, it is. It definitely was worth it.
They're our friends from Krud, so we say hello to them. Perfect. So please tell me about the food that you eat a lot in other countries, because I know you travel a lot.
Yeah.
Do you like to experience new food, or do you like to keep it safe?
That's the downside of the traveling. I would need to experience a lot with food, but I'm not used to. I stick to the things I know. Makes it sometimes difficult, but usually others taste things and then recommend things, so that's my workaround.
What do you like to eat?
What I like to eat? I think the food I could eat nearly every day is schnitzel.
Of course.
It also connects me with my son because he loves schnitzel and he loves to cook with me. So we are pretty good in that. And spaghetti bolognese. That's also one of my favorite foods. Besides that, I'm a meat lover, so I eat meat.
Perfect.
Whatever comes as side dish.
So if you mentioned your son, his name is Finn.
Finn.
He's 13.
13.
So he's a teenager.
Challenging age, yeah.
How is it like to be the father of a teenager right now?
It gives you different challenges to the challenges you have in the professional life, I would say. Well, at all, he's a really lovely son. He's pretty good grown up. It's all fine. The only thing I need to deal with now is these extreme mood shifts from the happiest person in the world to get the fuck out of here. I think that's really difficult. My workaround is then we just not disappear. It's like we separate us. Then he can have his 10 minutes, and if we calm down, then we get back to work. Kind of.
I know that you separated from his mom when he was a little boy, and I know that you used to spend a lot of time with him. So how is it now when you don't have to spend a lot of time with him like before?
Yeah, I think we found a nice way to deal with that. So lucky enough, we're kind of friends, his mom and myself, so we can easily exchange ourselves around the topic, Finn. So we also work on his behavior, let's phrase it like that, together. I can have him whenever I go traveling, so we do that mostly two times a year for 1 or 2 weeks. And also he's every second weekend with me. And we last year introduced that he's doing sports, he's doing in this trampoline area, so they call it jump house. He's doing that 2 times a week. So, and afterwards, if he's going back home, he gives me a call and we chat about everything. So it's nice. And it's, even though you're separated for most of the time, it also has benefits because his mom and her new boyfriend, they have also time for themselves. And it's the same for us. And Finn gets the best out of it because he has now a lot of grandparents willing to give him presents for birthday, Easter, Christmas. So I think we all try to see the benefits of the situation and make the best out of it.
I'm in the same situation, so I totally understand you. You said you traveled with him in other countries. What countries did he like?
Well, I think he liked most countries. It's not about countries. For him, it's all about having water. It's wherever we travel, we need to assure that there are big pools and slides, and then he's the happiest person on earth. So I think it's not about the country itself. He requested that we go one time together to the Maldives because he wants to snorkel and see all the fancy fishes underwater. So we will, if his, if the school, if the how is it called,
the holiday, the vacation?
No, it's sorry.
No problem.
They get a sheet of paper where they are rated. How is it called?
Okay. I don't know the English word, but it doesn't matter.
But
I can
you know
understand.
what
Yes,
I mean.
yes.
And if the grades improve over the next 1.5 years, then in 2024, we promised that we go there for 1 week.
Oh, good.
Let's see.
Are you excited?
I am. I was on the Maldives last year.
Okay.
No, last year. No, not last year.
It doesn't matter. You've been there. Time is relative.
Yeah, exactly. I think in 2021 I was on the Maldives. I really loved that. To snorkel around there. My concern is if he is with me, I need to have an eye on him.
Yep.
So I can't maybe enjoy it as much. So.
That's the life of being a parent here in vacation. I know.
For sure he will like it. But we most likely will only spend 5 days there because then it starts to get really boring for a young kid.
What other countries have you been to and what did you like? most?
Most. Yeah, what inspired me the most was my visit in South Africa. I always wanted to go there and see the big animals and in nature, how they behave there. At that time, I also had a really nice book to read. It's from John Strelecki in The Big Five for Life, and that inspired me really. My team already knows about that because I was bothering with my Big Five for Life. How can I explain that? It's totally different if you go to a zoo, see them behind fences, see them behind glasses, and there you nearly get in touch with them because you're sitting on a jeep and they're driving you 1-2.5 meters away from these animals, and you just think, don't move, otherwise it will eat you. It's interesting.
Okay, we'll put it on the list. What else?
You should do.
Yeah.
Put that on the list.
What else? What other countries?
What other countries? I'm basically in Europe. I was, except in Italy, I was most of the countries already. I always wanted to travel to Italy, especially Rome, because I like this history a lot. Not necessarily the what happened, but the feeling this history and seeing what they were able to build at the time already, like the Colosseum. I always wanted to see that. Likewise, the Egypt. And which countries? Portugal. I really like Portugal. I have some good friends there. And this last summer, actually, I went there. And it was really funny because a really good friend of mine, he just moved there. He retired. Well, he's 32 and retired, but he bought some really nice property there. And it was just 10 minutes away from where we stayed. So we were really close. So we decided to have not a barbecue, but it was a brunch kind of thingy. And then other friends from from Lisbon said, yeah, you're in Portugal, so we come over. So at the end we were 12 people in for me, not the own country, in another country, and we had a nice brunch there for hours and enjoyed time together in the sun. It was outstanding. A really nice experience, I would say.
It is a little curious that you haven't been to Italy because you love spaghetti bolognese.
Yeah.
And I thought that maybe you went there already and you discovered the spaghetti there, but you didn't. You should go to Rome because it's beautiful. I've been there for 3 times. It's amazing. So I'll go to South Africa and you'll go to Rome, okay? It's a deal, okay?
It's a deal, yeah.
Perfect. So when I think of you, after all that we talked, I think of you about the man who was born 3 times. May I say that?
Yeah, you can say that. Yeah.
Because once the date is when you were born, on 23rd of September, right? Yeah. 1980, if the people want to learn. You'll turn 43 this year, right? In September.
Yes,
okay.
Yeah.
It's a nice age. It is.
Each age has its good and bad things, right?
Perfect, perfect. Second time is when your son Finn was born. What's the date, by the way?
He's born on the 19th of September in 29.
Okay, so just a few days.
Yeah, 2 days ahead of my birthday. So it was an early birthday gift to me.
Perfect, perfect. And the third time you were born, it was on the 3rd of April, 2007, right?
That's right, yeah.
Okay, what happened there then?
Yeah, actually, I had a really bad accident with a motorcycle, and I was really lucky that I survived this one. But due to that changed my life dramatically. And there was from one to the other second, I wasn't able to walk anymore because it smashed my whole left leg. I was borne to the bed, and I was a physically very active guy, so 6 times a week doing sports, going out for parties, dancing. What you do in your younger age? Well, sorry, you can do it whenever you like, yeah, when you feel like. But being from this one very active and independent person to dependent on others, lying in the bed, tied down, that you need to change your mind. Whether you give yourself up or you think about what happened in your life and recalibrate. And that was happening to me. So I think most of the people will say, well, this accident, oh my gosh, it's such a worst thing. For me, it was actually a good thing, looking back, because I had the chance to rethink everything and really think about what's of matter in my life and value small things even more. Yeah. And that's also at that point I experienced a lot of good things, a lot of love and a lot of care from the hospital staff, and also from the physiotherapist, rehab and so on. And also from physicians itself. Yeah. Lucky enough, my father was working around the corner, so he was directly after the accident going to the hospital. Otherwise, maybe I would have just one leg now. That was really, difficult for me. But that's also, you need to ask, not accept the first offer or the first, what is called, the decision of a physician. If you don't like it, you just go to the next and ask for another opinion.
Because the doctor said to you then that you're never gonna walk again, right?
That's another topic. No, the first one actually, it was a young physician, and he said, well, it's just the skin is holding it together, so we just chop it off. And my father luckily wasn't accepting that, so he said no, we asked another one. And then an elderly physician said, okay, let's try. Chopping off is always an option, but let's try. Yeah, but at that time, when I left the hospital, they told me I will never ever walk again. And I was not willing to accept that. Yeah. And that is also what the learning for me was, that your mind can basically come over every challenge in your life. If you just have the strong will, then you can even move your body in 2 directions you never thought before.
It made you a stronger person, definitely.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and it motivated you a lot to walk again and to change your life.
Yes.
And it also made you be closer to the medical market.
Yeah.
Tell me a bit about it, about how you started to work in this field.
Yeah, actually, that during that time, my decision to give something back and have a purpose in life really got really strong. As I mentioned, I was recalibrating myself, my life, resetting, and that was definitely part of it, that I want to give back value and at the same time improve the life and empower patients and connect them closer to physicians. Because I experienced that as a patient, you're lying in the hand of others, and I wanted to change that somehow. And that's why I started to study at that time then bioengineering, biosystem engineering, bioinformatics, with the strong will to do something afterwards in this medical area. And so I also did a lot. I worked during the study already in the section, and then directly after the study I started my career at Biotronic. They're doing pacemakers, and how's it called, ICDs, so defibrillators you implant. And I couldn't really identify myself with that. And I started there as a backend developer for databases. Yeah, and that's how my professional story started new, I would say.
Because before that you were in assurances, I think?
That's right, yeah. I was.
How was that period of time in assurances?
It was interesting. Yeah, the nice thing is you get to know a lot of people, a lot of different stories also. And the way I have done that is really getting to know them, getting to know their needs, and helping them really to identify what's the right insurance for them, and not selling anything. If they don't need anything, I didn't sold it. However, I didn't want to do that my whole life. It was nice for that period of time, learning a lot, especially between people, the human interaction, let's phrase it like that. But I didn't want to do that all life long.
And in September last year, you joined CGM, is it true?
That's right, yeah. On the 15th of September.
So it was kind of early birthday present again.
An early birthday present.
Yeah. Another early birthday present.
Early birthday present.
So how come? How come that you wanted to change the companies and to join CGM?
Yeah, that has different angles, I would say. One of the main drivers is the CLICKDOC Consumer application, because it fits so nicely into. If I'm elderly and sitting on a bank in the park, and my grandchildren come around and ask me, "What have you done in your life?" and I can say, plug out the phone, look, that's the one I worked with, and it brought patients closer to physicians. So I really liked this idea. I saw and I used Dr. Lipp the day before, and thought, oh, nice, there's a German product, and they're searching for someone who helps to get to the next level, so let's apply for the job.
So tell me a bit about the process, from the moment that you applied for the job, since the day you
actually started.
Shake the hands and sign the contract.
Yeah, I had a really nice first interview with Thomas Heinzen at the time. And he gave me then a case study, so I worked out that case study. Sebastian Krah was that time, I think, the general manager, but he changed, so Thomas was inviting Daniel Schmidt for the second interview, I think. And after the second interview, it was, I think, the next day or the day after, the decision was already made from Thomas and Daniel that they give me the chance to start here. And so he was reaching out, and since that date, we were already in frequent contact. So the onboarding from Thomas already started even before I was joining here. So he made it really soft and smooth for me to get into the topic and getting to know CGM more, getting to know also the processes, the work I will work in. It was pretty cool. I had never experienced something like that in my life before. I really liked that.
How was your first day?
The first day, let me see if I can remember the first day. So many things happened since then. I remember, yeah. The first day I met Benjamin Trozin, one of my team leads. Really nice person. So we spent a lot of time on chit-chatting, getting to know each other, but also at the same time setting up the hardware. And I think that was the first day. It took some time to set up the hardware properly.
Okay, how many people do you have in your team?
I think it's 88 now.
Okay.
Yeah, in the consumer. 88. It varies from time to time because recently, unfortunately, some people left the Romanian teams. Yeah.
So what do you say it's harder to be the vice president of ClickDoc Consumer and work with 88 people, or to be the father of a teenager?
Good question. Good question. I think both have their challenges. Dealing with one person is easier, so dealing with my son. Also, he respects me on another level, I would say. Here it is. I need to prove that I'm the right person for this position, and the people don't know me, so they need to get to know me. That's why I try to share insights for myself. I hope they can see that I'm really interested in helping them, getting over obstacles, and giving at the same time direction. So I wouldn't say one of them is more difficult. Steering the one person gives you, so Finn gives me challenges, and on the other hand, also the professional life gives me challenges. I always see the good in everything, or at least I try to see the good in everything. So I wouldn't say it's different, but it's both appreciated and makes my life. Yeah, how can I say that? It makes it interesting. Yeah, keeps it going.
Keeps it going, yeah.
And keeps me alive.
Perfect. Okay, let's talk about the ClickDoc Consumer, because it's a project that you're very proud of, and I can see it in your eyes that you're so excited to be part of this project. Tell me what it does.
The app itself, or?
The entire project and the app also.
So the vision, and I can really empathize with this vision. The vision is that we want to, in ClickDoc, we want to be the centralized communication hub for medical environment, bringing patients and physicians closer. So it's basically the bottom of my heart, what I want to achieve in my life. And so we are connecting around the treatment cycle of a patient or the work cycle of a physician. We're connecting the dots, and also give the patient a connection to the physician. Also, we empower the patient, at least we try to empower the patient so that he is owner of his data, so he can have his medical history on his phone. He can, whenever he is in need, he will be directed to a physician, which helps him with LV, the video Sprechstunde or video consultation. We have contact point where he even don't need to go to the physician. He can do that remotely. So it's, I would say, a whole ecosystem, a whole platform which even keeps on growing, right? We have a lot of opportunities, whether to integrate third parties or also build license models for part of what we have built into other apps. So it's a really growing platform for the communication.
I can see it in your eyes that your face is changing when you're talking about the ClickDoc Consumer and the entire project and being part of this.
It's a passion, yeah.
I know that your girlfriend or your wife, it depends on how you want to say it, she's also in the medical market.
That's true, yeah.
So it must be really nice working together on this in this field, right?
Yeah, she works on another angle, I would say. She's a senior controller, so she cares about the numbers, and I'm caring about building things. Yeah, so it's actually a nice connection, and it also connects us close together.
And you met through an app, so technology again?
Yeah, technology again, yeah. Actually, we met through an app, yeah. An interesting concept, I was aware of that. It's where the girl needs to do the first step.
Yes, the Bumble app, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So she made the first step.
Yeah.
And she's happy with the result. Because
Most
after...
of the time she is.
Yes. How many years ago did it happen?
Oh, that's not so long ago. It was since mid last year.
Wow.
Yeah. It was... I don't know, I didn't experience something like that as well in my life, yeah, where you met a person and you know that's the one. Yeah. And that's why also a lot of things happened in a very tough sequence, let's phrase it like that. Yeah, but it feels like we're together since ages. Yeah. That's a really strong connection. Yeah.
So basically, the last year for you was very intense with changing the career, having a new person in your life.
Yes.
Not another person, but the right one in your life, yeah?
Yeah.
What else changed?
My son got into the poverty.
Okay, true. True, so another step.
That changed. I sold my loved car, so I'm really into car and racing, not on the street, on proper racetracks.
Okay.
And I had a small one. It was a Renault Megane RS. It's the race series. And I really love to take it to the racetrack. But I gave up on that.
How come?
Good. Yeah, well, I think priorities change in life. And also there, I don't have the reaction time anymore, I think. And I saw one friend of mine, he was getting out of the street. So as we were racing, he was going from the street into the, how's it called, Kiesbett, so on the side, and smashed his car. And I thought, oh no, I don't want it to end up like that. So I stopped that.
You know, we started some questions on Teams and here in CGM Romania.
Yeah.
So each morning I address a question to the CGMers and they answer as much creative as they can because they are very creative and fun. And the question of today is, and I'm going to ask you as well, of course, is if you look back to your life, what haven't you done before again, never do again? What would you never do again?
What would I never do again? I asked that question myself a lot. And I came up with never regret anything. Because every step in my life, even though it was a worst step, made me to the person I'm today. And I'm proud of the person I am. Even though I'm willing to change for the good, I'm proud of what I've achieved in life, how I get to this point. And so I don't think I would change anything. I just want to, for my son, I just want to have him to have shortcuts in life. That he doesn't need to go through the same pain I went. But yeah, I wouldn't change anything.
By the way, speaking of Finn and the people in your team and maybe some young people who are watching us now, I'm not saying young because we're over 40, but because they are probably in the beginning of their careers. So what advice do you have for them? Because you're now a VP on software development on a very important company and a very, very important project. So what advice do you have for them to grow their career?
Yeah, I think be friendly, be open, and surround yourself with people which are already achieved what you want to achieve in life and learn from them.
And speaking about people, and let's talk about the people from your team. And let's call them humans, because the podcast is called Humans of IT.
Yeah.
How are they?
They're outstanding, I would say. Yeah, it's really friendly, open. You can really see in their eyes also passion for what they're doing and also the willingness to learn and grow. And I think that's the best thing ever, to start. Not start, they already have built an amazing app, but bring it to the next level. It's awesome, really awesome to also get in touch with them today and the past days in personal contact. Yeah. Also, some of them already using this opportunity to speak to me directly, and I think it's the hierarchy is it's human nature. I think it's hierarchy is always you don't approach directly the next level boss, or the boss after. But I hope I can show them that if they have any concerns, if they have any problems, that they can reach out to me anytime they like, and we find a solution together.
You are very new in CGM,
Yes.
and you told me that you would like people to get to know you better. What do you like them to know about you?
Yeah, beside my LinkedIn profile.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I think that's what my team, I think they can't hear it anymore, especially Johannes, greetings at that point. He can't hear that anymore. My big 5 for life. It's being a loved father and husband, ease patient lives, travel, of course. Well, you see, that are the 3 most important things.
Yes.
The other 2 I forgot about right now. Yeah, but I think that the thing what they need to know is I'm also a human. I also do mistakes, and I'm willing to learn. That's basically how we grow up, or how we learn to walk is we fall down and stand up again. Yeah, and I hope I can create this environment, the safe environment for the team, that they can do mistakes as long as they learn from it and improve. And I think that's the message I want to bring across to them.
What do you like most about CGM, about being a CGMer? Because you have some months here in CGM and you are now part of the family. What do you like most in CGM?
You named it already. Family is, I think, a good buzzword. Even though it are 9,000 people, roughly, it doesn't feel like it's that big, because everyone, it feels really like a family. Also, as I got into my position, Thomas was really friendly and treating me with open hands. Daniel Schmidt, the same. Yeah, it's like you can't feel the hierarchy here. It's like you're talking to someone, not someone, of course, someone from CGM, but it feels like a family. I think that names it. For me personally. Others may have other takes on it, and the strong purpose the company has.
You can say it again, the purpose, because we are watching people now. We are watched by people now who don't know the purpose of CGM. So you can say it again.
Yeah, no one should die or suffer from the lack of information. That's I think at least I can identify myself totally with this purpose, to provide the possibility that physicians or patients have the right information at the time they need it. To be treated or give treatment.
It is a strong message, and it really motivates us as well in Romania to come with our big smile on our faces every day at the office. Tell me a little bit about this year, because last year was with changes and all that, good changes in your life. But I know that you are very positive and you are here to do a lot of great work. Tell me, what are your plans for this year?
The plans for this year, actually that's also why we are here. So the VPs and myself, we gathered last year all the pain points from the teams, and also aligned with the product management and their vision for this year. And so based on that, we came up with a strategy, and our approach was that we are setting the main targets for the strategy. That will be a big change, and due to we can't do this change alone, we want to really incorporate the team and have their them from one point of view empowered, but on the other side also driving this change with us. And so we thought we set the expectations and then let the team work out details. So basically the path to our goals. That's why I'm also here these days. And also the main bullet points, the strategy and development. We're preparing the platform CLICKDOC Consumer really for growing, and being scalable and stable. And also we want to enable continuous integration, continuous delivery, so that the teams are more independent from each other. And if they have a feature ready, they can just deploy it. And the product management decides then at which time the feature goes online or offline. That's the big vision. A lot of change, a lot of hard work, but I'm keen that we're achieving that. It won't be within the next half a year, the next year. It will take time, but we're getting there.
I'm pretty sure that you will do it.
Well,
Tell
the
me,
team will do
yes,
it together.
Yes, yes. I saw the people in your team. They're great people. So.
They are.
Yes. Tell me on personal level, what are the plans for this year?
My personal plans for this year? Actually, I haven't thought too much about that. The next vacation is obviously booked. So over Easter holidays, we will fly to Turkey.
Okay.
And spend some nice time in the sun, hopefully. But beside that, we haven't planned anything. The year started quite turbulent, I would say.
How come?
On the 31st of December, we just were coming back from Mexico. A really nice vacation, a lot of impressions. And we thought once we're back, so we can let that settle and think about all the impressions, because we need to, it was too much impression that you can get that at the time. So we wanted to work that out in the past weeks. And then the second day where we were here, the loved horse of my wife got ill, and the other day then it died, so it was quite turbulent start. Luckily, she found a new love, a new horse, and that the time just flew. That's why we didn't have too much time to plan what's upcoming for personal life this year.
But looking at your face and looking at the happiness in your eyes, I understand that I'm pretty sure that you'll have an amazing year, because Finn is great from what you said. Yes. Your wife is amazing, and she'll help you build whatever you want to build in your life. And your team is, oh my God, you have one of the best teams in the world. Yeah. So good luck with that.
Thank you.
Daniel, thank you so much for joining us today in our podcast, and I hope you had a great time with us. And I hope the emotions are over. I hope you enjoy the dessert in the morning, and you know that we also have some blue eclairs in the kitchen, also made by...
Did you saw them actually? They look more greenish.
It depends on the eye.
Okay, yeah, of course.
No, it's blue really, but it's a different kind of blue. So.
A different shade, yeah, different shades of blue.
Yeah, so we'll go up now and eat some eclairs and have a good chat also, continuing our discuss here. So thank you so much for watching us again in the podcast of HumanITy in CGM, and please tell us what you think about Daniel, about CGM, about traveling in the world, about being reborn again. So watch us, subscribe, be with us, and why not? If you're in Iași, come here and have a coffee with us and a blue eclair, why not? See you.